What's your name? What do you play? And what kind of events do you play at?
My name is Kieran. I'm a solo guitarist. I play arrangements of classical, jazz, and pop tunes. My act is perfect for events such as wedding ceremonies, wedding receptions, corporate events, Valentine's celebrations, that's a really popular one, proposals, and funerals.
Could you tell us what kind of guitarist you aren't?
Of course, there are loads of different types of guitarists out there, so I can categorically tell you I'm not a flamenco specialist, I'm not a guitarist who also sings, and I'm not one of those guitarists that kind of slap around and play it like a drum kit.
Where are you based and where do you gig?
So I'm based out of London town and I do gigs all over the south of the UK, the Midlands, and in mainland Europe.
What kind of venues do you play in?
Wedding venues, hotels, restaurants that are themed around warm countries like tapas bars, Italian trattorias, Brazilian rodízios, and sometimes even people's gardens.
Tell us some eye-catching venues you've played in.
Harrods, the Royal Festival Hall, and the Savoy.
What vibe does booking you bring to an event?
The vibe is one that's sophisticated and classy. This beautiful instrument. It's a light, charming, and relaxing sound. It's present, but not too in your face. It kind of floats around. It also can bring a touch of exoticness if you favor more the Spanish or Latin American tunes that have been booked in the past because people wanted to be reminded of their holiday in Granada. It's for creating a pleasant atmosphere as opposed to making people dance. So I normally get booked for the afternoon or early evening.
So Kieran, why should people book you?
My past clients have commented that they really like the intimacy of my act compared to booking a band. Really walk up close, see me in action. People like that, really. I'm musically very flexible, jazz, pop, classical, so I can switch between those things whilst I'm playing. Finally, I can adapt myself for the event dependent on the size and location. I have a big PA setup for really big events, a couple of hundred people, or a little one for like 50, 60 people. And if it's a really small thing like intimate wedding ceremonies, I can play fully acoustically as well. I'm really organized, so you have nothing to worry about.
Tell us some examples of songs you play on gigs.
So some frequently requested ones I get are All of Me by John Legend, Ave Maria by Schubert, that's really popular for weddings, and Classical Gas by Mason Williams. I recommend you check out my showreel video, which shows kind of all the different genres I do, because, as I said, I'm very flexible.
How long do people normally book you to play for?
So in recent years, my most booked package has been playing for a wedding ceremony and then 90 minutes of background music for the reception or maybe the breakfast. Other commonly booked ones are just the wedding ceremony or to do 2 45-minute sets or maybe 1 60-minute set. I will advise that 3 45-minute sets is the longest I will play for one gig.
Tell me this, I want to book you for a gig. What would your quote include?
I would quote you for my performance fee, my travel fee, and if the gig was overseas, for overnight stay.
Great. And do you offer any extra special perks?
So depending on how soon the gig is from when you booked me, I might let you tailor your own set list. I can take song requests within stylistic reason, so I can't really play Eminem on guitar. It just doesn't really work. I also provide background music when I do a little break between my sets, so you keep the continuity.
And tell us some tune requests you've learned recently for clients.
I had a couple recently ask me to learn Harvest Moon by Neil Diamond because they really like the film Eat, Pray, Love. And I also did We've Only Just Begun by The Carpenters.
So Kieran, can you tell us any technical details about your act that clients would need to know in advance?
So I can play indoors or outdoors. The outdoor option is really popular in the summer for people having wedding ceremonies or wedding receptions. I need a space that's 2 by 2 meters and that's within 50 meters of a plug socket. I will also need an armless chair or stool to be provided. Finally, an absolute minimum of 10 minutes to set up.
Kieran, tell us a bit about you and the guitar. Why do you play it?
Oh, I fell in love with the sound when I was young, and after all these years, I still feel the same way. I can't imagine my life without it.